I have a quick health insurance rant. So, I scheduled an appointment to go to see my PCP for annual physical. I was having, well, still am having a lot of problems with like my chest tightness. I had to go to urgent care once to get like muscle relaxants. It was pretty intense. So, I was like, let me go talk to my doctor about this. And at the same time, like, do an annual physical. I'm like, it'll be great, whatever. So, I see my doctor and he asks what I'm here for. I'm like, oh, well, physical. And I'm like, I have some questions about my body and health and other things that are kind of going on my chest and my stomach. And first thing he says, oh, well, it is a physical, but like, I guess we can definitely answer those questions. And I'm like, I don't know why you said you guess, like it's a physical, like my stomach, my muscles, and my shoulders are a part of my body, so it's a physical, right? So I'm just like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, what do you say? What do you mean? Like, I guess we can. So I ask him my questions and all these things, and well, first thing he says is like, I think your neck and muscle tension, like, I don't think it's that serious, right? He does a whole, touches my body, all these things, and make sure it's like it's all good. And I'm like, cool, whatever. Thank you for saying that. And I'm like, well, what do I do then? Because I still have this tension, and I've been seeing a PT, I've been seeing, an acupuncturist, I've been seeing all these people, and like, it's not really fixing the problems, not really getting better. So like, what is the solution? And again, I think it's stress, and I can address that. But the first thing he says is, "Oh, well, you should continue to seeing them, and whichever one helps you the best." And he says, "Oh, have you ever done like deep breathing?" And I'm like, "Deep? Like, did you really just ask me if I've ever done deep breathing?" He goes, "Yeah, there's some on YouTube you could watch." And I was like, "All right, let me calm down before I get angry and cut someone out." And I'm like, "No, I guess I'll look into that." I'm like, "Is there anything else you're like recommending?" And he's like, "Yeah, you can also I'm gonna prescribe you these like medication, not medication, but like topical creams to help with the pain." I'm like, "Cool, whatever." I also tell him that I get lots of stomach aches. I think I might be maybe I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm having an allergy or something. Maybe I'm developing an allergy. I don't really know what is causing it. Maybe it's IBS. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, well, you shouldn't do allergen tests because it's probably IBS." I'm like, "Cool, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, just like you can take a spearmint supplement, or you can do a food map diet, whatever the hell that means." So it ends, right? I go home and I'm like, "Cool, whatever." I'm expecting like to not get a bill because in my scenario, like preventative care, like checkups are always like free, at least in the insurances that I've had in the past. But lo and behold, I get a bill like a week later for $30. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this bill? Why? I'm like, $30 is insane. Like, that's crazy. Where it's diabolical. Where is this $30 coming from? So I look at it, and they charge me as if I was seeing a specialist, which is crazy because the practice is general medicine. That's not like a specialty doctor. It's not like urology or like sports medicine, something like that. So, and again, I've never been charged that much when I go to, never in charge in general when I go to my physical care appointments. Um, so I call my insurance, and we're a sweet lady, and she's walking me through what's going on, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm just really confused. I'm like, this isn't making any sense. Like, what's going on here? And she's like, oh, well, um, like they put in a diagnosis code. And I was like, what does that mean? It's like, it means you were diagnosed with something. And I said, I was not, because first of all, he didn't diagnose me with anything because he was reading a report from an urgent care doctor that said I had muscle tension. And also, he just gave me topical creams. And also, aren't you always diagnosed at any doctor's appointment? Like, are you saying that if I ask you questions that get diagnosed, I'm automatically gonna get charged as a specialist? Like, what is going on here? I'm like, that's some bullshit. Never in my life have I heard that before when I went to my PCP for an annual checkup. We go back and forth, and then she ends up saying, "Oh, wait, he's your PCP?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's my PCP." She goes, "Oh, well, that's so weird. It's charged as a specialist." I'm like, "Well, he's my PCP, so it should be free." And she goes, "Well, actually, it would either be 10 or maybe $50." I'm like, "You know what?" I'm like, "Girl," I'm like, "No, no, no, no. We're gonna do this." So she puts it just to be reviewed by a case manager. She says I should probably call my hospital, which is a very known hospital, like very famous. So also, this is crazy. I call the hospital, and then again, they're just like, "Oh, well, um, what do you mean? Like, you got charged?" And I was like, "Well, I got charged this much, and to me, it's reading as if I saw a specialist." And then the lady over the phone said, no, no, no. I mean, you weren't billed as a specialist, but I was like, well, that's what my insurance is seeing, and this is what I'm telling you right now. And she goes, oh, well, let me look into this, and the third. And I asked her, like, okay, like when you're looking into it and you're sending it to be reviewed, like, is it going to get sent to collections? Because like I don't want to deal with that and have that to affect my credit. And she's like, no, 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 like you'll be fine. It usually takes like up to 30 days, which is crazy. Like up to 30 days is wild, but you're quick to bill me and charge me in under a week, right? Of course. Um, to this day, I still have not heard back, and it's been maybe like 3 weeks. So I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I'm not paying that bill because that is like absolute insanity.